What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the All Punked Up podcast. I am Tyler Winters. We have John Pierman in the house. John, it seems like the news cycle is slowly starting to pick back up after the July 4th weekend. So some things are brewing that we want to get to, but also I think some of the songs that are being released now are starting to be a lot better. Seems like for the last few weeks, the songs have been just kind of mediocre at best, or there just hasn't been a lot to consume.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the summer anthem type songs.
I know, right? Me too. I don't know if I've heard the summer anthem just yet, but there are a few things that we want to talk about song-wise. Like I said, there were a lot of songs released this week. One of those songs I want to talk about is, well, a couple of them. Paramore dropped some covers of the Foo Fighters' My Hero. So I guess they did this back in the Riot era, so that obviously their most iconic album, and they just released them. I do know that Hayley Williams ended up performing with Dave Grohl, one of the Foo Fighters performances at some festival maybe. I think they performed My Hero, so it makes sense for them to kind of release those mixes now. So I don't know if I said that they actually released two versions of My Hero. So one is an acoustic cover, and the other is more of like a, I don't know, electric pop dance
version. Yeah.
Yeah, but not over the top. So kind of want to get your thoughts on this. You want me to go, or you want to go first?
No, I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, knowing that it's from that Riot era, it makes sense. Just tonally, it sounds like a lot of the songs from Riot, like her voice sounds.
Yeah,
you know,
I'd agree.
Sounds that way. And it was okay. The acoustic one didn't really do much for me, but the electronic dance kind of version was, I thought, better. But
yeah, that's interesting, right? Because for the acoustic version for me, like I absolutely did love the acoustic version. I'm always a sucker for acoustic renditions of songs, and I think My Hero is a perfect song to make an acoustic song. And I think that there is something to be said for songs that can either that can be played acoustic, that come from like a more full band sound. Like I think if a song can be stripped back to bare bones acoustic, then that means it's most likely a really great song overall. And I think this is an example of that. My Hero is just such a great song. It's a classic of a song. And I think Paramore pulled it off with their acoustic version. I don't know if the Foo Fighters have ever released an acoustic version of that. I'm sure they have.
Did you know that song was actually about Dave Grohl getting a sandwich taken?
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The more you know. So guys, keep listening to this podcast because John's got so many little bits of information.
Somebody just snatched a sandwich and ran off.
My goodness. But for the electronic mix, I agree. I surprisingly think I like this one a little bit more. The acoustic version, like I said, is nice, but hearing the track with a more like pop approach kind of hits extremely well for that. And again, I think it's just a good example of My Hero being such a great song. It could be a full band, it could be acoustic, and it apparently can be, come off well as an electronic dance type song. So,
did you know there was a Greek version of it too?
No, I didn't.
Do you know what it was called?
No, what was it called, John?
There Goes My Hero.
Which, can we talk about gyros real quick? Because that is a fine version of a taco, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
you got it's lamb meat traditionally.
It's a fluffy taco, yeah. Lamb and pork mixed generally, I think.
Is it? Okay, so it's like a hybrid of.
Well, they kind of stack it on top of each other on that spit, and then they shave it off. But
yeah, oh my god,
traditionally it should be lamb. Yeah.
What a fine meal. I don't know. Is lamb good for you? I mean, it's a dark meat, right?
It's a red meat. It's a little bit leaner than probably beef, so it might be a little bit healthier in that way. But I don't think it's. I think generally your white meat would be better for you.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, God, that's one meal that I don't get enough of. You know, we need to go out for gyros.
Yeah,
I think
it's just so messy. That's my issue with it. It's a messy meal.
You know, all it really needs, though, is as long as the pita is good and the lamb meat is somewhat seasoned. All you need, what's that little white sauce that they put on top?
Just
of
Euro sauce is what it's
just
called.
Euro sauce.
That's what that's all I know it is. It's usually like a Greek yogurt or something like that.
Oh, okay. Tzatziki sauce, I think is actually what it's called. Yeah, because Emily makes some. I don't know why I was asking all the questions, because she'll make gyros every once in a while. But that's a meal that everybody needs more of in their life. So,
sorry, yeah, I did. Moron behind me.
That's all right. And for those listening, the moron is John's cat. What's your cat's name again?
That's Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah. Charlie's licking his crotch again, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Get in there, boy. Just like I taught you.
Anyways, the Paramore tracks, the covers of My Hero, I thought were executed extremely well. So well done, Paramore. I definitely recommend checking out those covers, guys, if you have not checked them out yet. But also, more releases this week. This is the last kind of reviews we'll do. Again, lots of good songs released this week. You can go on allpunkedup.com and see what was released. Also, you can subscribe to the All Punked Up newsletter. Send that out once a week. You can go sign up for that. It's allpunkedup.com/subscribe. And in those emails, in those newsletters, I reference what was released this week. So all the songs, all the good songs that were released this week are included in that email. So,
it is a gift. You're right.
I mean,
you are giving it.
Yeah, I am. So even if they're not on allpunkedup.com, even if we don't talk about them on the podcast, sign up for the newsletter. It comes out once a week. We talk about news on the podcast, but I talk about all of the relevant news that came out this week in that newsletter. So if we don't talk about it here, it's definitely being talked in the newsletter. It is really the best way to stay up with all the happenings in the scene. So, but some more releases that were released this week was Yellowcard's EP, Childhood Eyes, was finally released. After the release of the EP's title track, Childhood Eyes, a few weeks ago, we did review that song. Mm-hmm. At the time, I think we were both hoping for something better. The song was okay. Yeah. It was fine. It wasn't bad. But it was just okay. And we were hoping for something more. I think I even said that I hope that there are better songs on this EP. And we both know that the title track is not the best, but I was pleasantly surprised. Not pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly happy with the end result of this EP. Like, I love the guitar tones across the whole album, EP. It's pretty rocking. To me, it sounds like the right direction for Yellowcard at this point in their career. It's not Ocean Avenue Yellowcard. It's not Lights and Sounds Yellowcard.
Kind of something in between to me. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of like a good mixture, but also an evolved version of Yellowcard. I don't know. It's fresh, but it's not too far removed, I guess, from those core albums. It's really great. Overall, I think they nailed it. It's a great EP. Yeah. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I liked all the other tracks I heard more so than Childhood Eyes. I would agree. It makes you just wonder why they just didn't do a full length, you know?
Yeah, and maybe, times are really different right now. So, like, Magnolia Park, they actually came out with a song this week called Breathing, featuring Nothing Nowhere, which I think you guys should go check that out, too. But I bring them up because they announced 2 EPs are going to be dropping. I don't have those names in front of me, but maybe this might be, attention spans aren't as what they once were, right? So maybe you give albums in smaller doses at this point. Maybe they're going to have another EP come out because, I mean, seeing Ryan Key and Yellowcard on stage, I don't think they can believe what's really happening right now. They have this resurgence. They almost seem bigger than they were. They seem bigger now than they were, when they were together previously a few years ago. So I don't know. Maybe there will be more songs. Maybe there already are more songs in the can, and maybe we'll be getting another EP. And then what I think would be a good strategy is they do another EP, then they combine the EPs into one album. Numbers wise, I think that makes sense. Then that album can, go up the charts or whatever based on streams and whatnot. So I think it's a numbers game. I think there's a strategy involved with EPs nowadays because we're getting more of those. But yeah, I hope there's more because, I mean, this EP does kind of make you want a little bit more, right?
Only 5 definitely. Songs. I wonder where that resurgence in popularity comes from. It's just odd.
I know. It really is. I wonder, too, because I've thought about that. And a lot of the times I wonder if the fans at some point, they just take their favorite bands for granted at some point. And once they go away, they're like, shit. And then when they come back, they're like, oh, this is the best. I have to consume this now. I have to take advantage of this band being back right now. And we'll get into it later, but we're going to talk about Blink-182 and their reunion and what the North American tour did for them. So stay tuned for that. I think it's all kind of related. But favorite song, do you have a favorite song on this album or EP? Any standout tracks or anything like that?
Yeah, I think, let me revisit the track names.
So we got 3 Minutes More, which is actually
Don't Rush Me.
Well, I'm going to just go over this for the listeners, but track 1 is called 3 Minutes More, and it features Pierce the Veil. Then we got the title track, Childhood Eyes. Then number 3 is Hiding in the Light. Number 4 is Honest from the Jump. And then number 5 is The Places We'll Go, which features Dashboard Confessional. So really cool to see Pierce the Veil and Dashboard on this EP. So
there we go. Yeah, I liked Hiding in the Light.
That's
the standout track to me.
Yep, that's a standout track for me. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the guitar tones for whatever reason stand out. I like what's going on in the verses with the melody of the guitar. I don't know, just the rhythm of the guitar, whatever's happening in the verses stands out. Everything just sounds so good. Like, I don't know, but that's the one that I have written down. I'd have to listen to it again, I guess, to really dig in to see what it is that I really like about it. But Hiding in the Dark is what I have written down is my favorite song on the album. But yeah, definitely, guys, go stream the new Yellowcard.
Give it a chance, won't you?
It's up there.
What else are you doing?
Yeah, you're not doing anything else. But wait till after we're done talking on this podcast and then go. I mean, because who knows what we're going to say on this episode. So
goddamn right.
Speaking of, I definitely want to hear what you want to say about this. So she's in the news and she's not in the scene, but it is totally worth talking about. Miranda Lambert, she's a country star. She's making headlines this week because she called out some fans for taking a selfie during a concert. So basically what happened was, this is my knowledge. And again, we don't know the full story. So I'm just going to say that. So I'm only going off of what we know so far. Okay. So basically what happened was this group of girls goes out to a Miranda Lambert concert, and Miranda Lambert's singing one of her slower songs called Tin Man or whatever. And they go up towards the front real quick. They go up towards the front. They take a selfie. It looks like they were trying to position Miranda Lambert in the selfie. Snap a selfie real quick. And that's it, right? Well, Miranda Lambert sees this. She stops singing Tin Man and basically tells the girls to go sit down. Let me just play the video real quick. Let me pull that up because I think me describing it isn't doing it enough justice. So,
this was all over the internet.
It was. So let me go ahead and share.
It went what the kids are calling viral.
Oh, viral. Okay. So let me know when you can see my screen, John.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right. So
I see an old man with toilet paper right now, but
oh Jesus. Oh yeah. Why is that?
Anyway, what the hell were you watching? Scat porn?
We don't have to talk about that. Okay, so I'm going to hit play.
There she is.
Here we go.
I'm going to stop right here for a sec, Danny. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
These girls are worried about the selfie and not listening to the song. It's pissing me off a little bit. I don't like it. I don't. We're here to hear some country music tonight. I'm singing some country music. Shall we start again?
So
way to go.
Yeah.
Go glue some more shit to your outfit and shut up. That's what I say.
Yeah, dude, I just say, man, she needs to shut the fuck up. Like, she comes off as...
Get back in the kitchen, that's what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
She's one that should, and she really needs to, she should... It just sounds like she's on, like, her high horse, And it really just seems like a real bitch move. Like, and I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm just saying it's a bitch move. Okay. So I think that's very important. I'm not calling her a bitch. I would not do that. But this is a bitch move. And so I don't think these people were doing anything wrong. It sounds like they made their way up towards the stage, turned around to take a selfie, positioned Miranda Lambert in that selfie so they could make a memory, man. Like, I just think have some decency, Miranda, and awareness that people paid good money to see you.
Yeah,
they
and
came to see you.
That particular song is when I would choose to go take a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry if it means a lot to you.
That's a piss break song.
That's definitely a piss break song. But they snapped that picture to make a memory of that time. Like, you don't know their situation either. Like, you never know somebody's situation. What if they got together? What if somebody had, like, recently had a divorce in that group, and so all the girls are going out, like, and then you sit there.
What if one of them had a cancer wig on, you know?
Well, geez, John, but for real.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like a survivor.
But for real, like, put your shittiness aside for a sec and do your fans a solid, and maybe, you know, smile and pose for the pic. I mean, that can go a long way. You could have really made those fans' night, but instead you just come off as an old witch, and she really just comes off as a brat. But, I mean, there's a lot more, you know, concert goers that you can call out for doing some things. Taking a selfie, I mean, it's not for you to decide, you know, tell them to go sit down. You're there to perform and make sure your fans have a good time.
Yeah, there's like
that's how they want to have a good time, you know?
50 people recording your performance on their camera. You don't care about that. Right,
exactly. But I don't know. She comes off as a huge brat here. I know that there's a lot of people that have, you know, different views of this. But man, they're going to take in a selfie and they're going to go sit down. Like, it takes 15 seconds. Like, they just wanted to make a memory. It's just silly. No wonder why her and Blake Shelton didn't work out.
Yeah.
So
she's too lippy.
But really, I mean, fans should be able to take selfies at a concert, right? I mean, what's the harm in that? As long as you're not, like, affecting anybody else around you, of course.
It's not like they were standing in front of people that were sitting down, and, you know, they didn't climb up on stage.
And you know what? Even if they did stand in front of people, one, it's only 15 seconds, but hopefully, if that is the case, they seem like nice women from the picture. I don't know them. I can only judge a book by its cover. But maybe they asked the people in front of them, hey, can you snap? Maybe they asked, can you take this picture for us? Or maybe they said, can we just take a selfie real quick and we'll get out of your way? You know? But my question is, should Miranda Lambert come out and apologize? Because she hasn't really said anything about this.
I mean, I won't forgive her until she apologizes.
Well, me neither. But apparently, like, this comes from Consequence of Sound. The ladies in the picture that took the selfie are speaking out. And one of them said, one of the women allegedly at the center of Lambert's wrath said, it felt like I was back at school with the teacher scolding me for doing something wrong and telling me to sit down back in my place. And it really does. It does sound like she goes into, like, strict mom teacher mode. Like, just shut up. It just sounds so bratty, you know? I don't know. Like, very entitled. Like, I'm singing my ballad here. Shut up and listen.
Tell us you're an aging country star without telling us you're an aging country star.
Right, exactly. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that have different views on this, but and a lot of times I'm on the side of the artist. But here, man, this looks bad. And I think she should just come out and apologize. I mean, they paid good money to see you. I'm sure your tickets aren't cheap. You are an iconic country star, you know, from the 2000s era and on. So, I mean, it's a bad look. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I think we should cancel her.
I think we should too. So
consider yourself canceled.
Consider Miranda. Yourself. Yeah, you're canceled, Miranda. You're done. You're done. You're dead to us. Speaking of concerts, John, it looks like we could be getting some new Green Day music soon. We've been waiting for their long-awaited and teased album for what seems like over a year now. We haven't heard anything in a long time, but they did some teasing a while back. Well, I guess this week in Quebec City, they performed a new song called 1981, which is interesting for the song title, for one, because I think their new album is supposed to be called something like 1971 or 72 or something.
Yeah, I'm wondering if all the songs are going to have a different year.
Yeah, which is interesting if that's the case. It's a bold move.
Yeah.
But to be clear, the song they played is called 1981. There is no current studio version of this song, so we're going off of this live performance. So, John, does this 1981 song get you excited for this upcoming album?
Not in the least.
Me neither. I'm surprised that and Green Day is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I am surprised that this one, it just does not get me excited. It sounds like it should be, I'm going to be honest, sounds like just from the live version, it sounds like it should already be a B-side to this upcoming album. If that.
I don't even think it's shenanigans quality, you know?
No, and I texted you this, and I'm curious to know how you feel, because I don't know if you responded or not. You probably sent a joke or something, but it sounds like...
That doesn't sound like me.
And I don't know a better way to describe this, and I don't know if me describing it this way is going to make the listener understand what I'm truly saying. But I think people who have been in bands and who have created music, to me, this sounds like music our band would have come up with when we're trying to figure out how to write a song. It's like one of those very first songs we ever wrote, and it's hard to explain, but it's like that's how like the melody goes. It's like a boring melody to be sung, and I don't know, that's just what it sounded like to me. It sounded like a very basic song. Yeah, maybe the hook is there, maybe, but it's like it's like there, but it's not great, you know? It's not great.
I didn't like their last record at all either. I mean, it bothered me in the same way.
Okay. Father of All Motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Is that the name of the song, or was it Revolution Radio? I think that was... No,
Revolution Radio is another one, I think.
Okay. So, yeah, that one was okay to me. You know, it's hard because they've had so many iconic albums that, they've had Nimrod, they have Insomniac, they have Dookie, and then, of course, they have American Idiot. So to kind of do that again for like a fifth time is like, that's got to be tough. But, yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't mean you have to keep trying, you know?
Right. And I don't think that they're not trying. I think Green Day will always put their best foot forward when it comes to music, because they're just one of the greatest rock bands of all time, in my opinion. But, yeah, I don't know. This one does not move the needle for me and get me excited. If anything, I'm really, really hoping that they have bangers that are a million times better than this song, because this song ain't it. And again, this is just from the live version. Who knows if it's even the finished version? Who knows if it even makes the album? The studio version might be completely different and sound different by the time that song is released. So who knows? Those are just our initial thoughts. Not exciting, though.
Not the least.
All right. So it was announced this week that blink-182's reunion tour, the one with Tom DeLonge, their North American tour, was the band's highest grossing tour ever, earning more than $85 million. And the best part is they have a whole second and third leg to do, too. So they're going overseas. They're done with the North America for now. I also want to see, let's see what Kerrang writes here. So they said, with the North American leg concluding in Nashville a few days ago, Billboard have reported that the reunited trio of Tom DeLonge, Mark Hoppus, and Travis Barker sold over 500,000 tickets these past few months, with an average of 15,664 fans attending each show. All in all, that amassed to Blink's reunion tour, grossing a whopping $85.3 million. It goes on to say, the rest of the world will get to see Blink-182 a lot in the coming months, with their current run of shows set to conclude in Mexico next April. Hopefully between now and then, we may also get some fresh music from the band too, following their comeback single, Edging, which has been almost a year ago. It'll be a year in October. We do know that the album is coming in October because Travis has confirmed that on Instagram already. We've already talked about that. But John,
we already confirmed it prior to Travis confirming.
That's true, too.
Just want to say.
Yep. So are you surprised by this $85 million revenue here?
Not at all.
Me neither.
I think that was the onus of getting back together in the first place. I mean, when you run those numbers, you're like, well, I mean, we can kind of patch things up for a year or two, fellas. Let's go. This is going to set, they're set for life after. Yeah.
Do you think the reunion, though, was fueled by a possibility of bringing in so much money? Or do you think,
No, I just think it helps.
Okay. I do too. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? If you do get on good terms, it's like, okay, let's go have some fun and go hang out and make some killer amounts of money and have fun every night. I mean, who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a strike while the iron's hot. I mean, your fan base is at an age where they're able to spend a lot more money than they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So why not, do it now?
I mean, this makes me happy too, because I mean, obviously that means it's for the most part sold out shows. Well, maybe not sold out shows. If it was an average of 15,664 a night, they're probably playing, arenas that can pack more than that. But I mean, that's nothing to scoff at, man. Those
are
top notch.
They're probably sellouts. It's just, they don't sell the whole arena, so then they're not playing it around. So there's a lot of seats behind them that they can't sell. So but people probably still would have bought them.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I'm so happy for this band. They've earned it, man. I mean, they're one of the best. I mean, they are top 2 best pop punk bands there ever was. So, I mean,
Simple Plan and Blink.
Simple Plan. Oh, well, and Good Charlotte, and then Blink probably. Yeah. So top 3. But yeah, I mean, this is great. And this is why I think, it goes back to what you mentioned about Yellowcard. Why is there so much? Why do they seem bigger now than they did, 5 years ago? I think this is it. Tom's back. We took for granted when Tom was in the band, there was a lot. I mean, it seemed split down the middle, which Blink-182 you like. Do you like Tom in the band? Do you like Matt in the band? But ultimately, this is the Blink sound, no matter what you think, if you like Matt in Blink or Tom more than Tom, I'm sorry, the iconic Blink-182 sound is Mark, Tom, and Travis, and you've got that now, and I think that gets people excited. I don't know what Matt, Mark, and Travis brought in, but there was a lot of buzz around Blink-182 when Matt joined the band because Blink-182 was essentially done for because Tom had left. Matt comes in, they continue on as a band, but I guarantee they didn't make anything close to this during that sort of, I won't call it a reunion for Blink, but it was a new era of Blink. We thought Blink was done, but Blink continued on. So I'd be curious to see what the end result is going to be at the end of the whole world tour, because, this is $85 million in the first leg. That's just North America. They're going, this is a world tour. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring in, extra. Is this going to be double? So that's going to be what? 170 million? 200 million? I mean, we'll see. I can't wait to see the end result here, and you'd think
they're probably going to be touring next year too, off the record. So
exactly. So I mean, if you really think about it, man, you wonder if this was planned or if this is almost a blessing in disguise for the band to not release the album during this whole run of shows. Get that money.
And then do it right over again.
Yeah, and then do it right over again. They're probably not going to make the same amount of money, but they'll make a lot of money. Even if they make half of what they make, it's going to be successful on a second tour of whatever the album's going to be. So we'll see. Blink is definitely at the top of their game right now, it seems like, attention-wise. So I'm hoping that they can deliver with this album. We'll see. So guys, I guess that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're really digging our show, please consider helping us spread the word and leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts and or on Spotify. A 5-star review is always greatly appreciated. And please let us know what you'd like to hear more about in the show and what you'd like to hear more of. So with that, thanks again. And remember, spread love.